got here to the 8 unit that Christian and I are going to look at. It's in Arlington. It's like half a mile from the stadiums. So just going to show you our process as we walk through properties and check them out and see what the rehab might be on them. This one is a 8 unit apartment complex that supposedly all the units are updated, but we're not really sure because we can only see one of them because the other 7 are occupied. So we're gonna go in this one, we're gonna look at it, walk around the property, hopefully not get shot, but I'm carrying just in case, and I might edit that out. I should probably edit that out. Anyway, so we're gonna check it out, we'll do a walkthrough and let you see kind of the process of looking at a property. Here we have the Cowboy Stadium parking, which I'm re-recording this because I just didn't press record, so technically I'm recording it for the first time. All these spots right here spell money. And Christian, here's your pitch again.
Once again, at each game, typically a spot around this area, I've paid $30 per car. So with 16 cars, and at $30 was at $510.
I did 17, $510, but
okay,
yeah, 16,
yeah. So
$480-ish.
$510 per game, and however many events AT&T has, that just spells money.
So right behind us is the AC units. There's 8 of them for 8 units. They all look pretty brand new. The only thing that we're thinking so far from the exterior that might need some work is the siding. You can see that a lot of it's mismatched. So, and then you got a lot of debris out here and junk from the construction. See my DC Talk shirt? Holler at me, DC Talk. I want to be your friend. I'm just going. What do we got here? Vinyl? We like vinyl. Vinyl doesn't creak. Vinyl doesn't wake up your sleeping baby when you breathe wrong. So these units are all 1 bed, 1 bath. So this property's been on the market now, we were talking about this, what, Saturday, Friday? It's about a week later. 370 days now, probably. It's listed at $749,000. They originally had it listed at $799,000. It's 8 units, so that's a little bit less than $100,000 a door, which seems pretty expensive, and probably pretty expensive since it's been sitting on the market for a year and no one's bought it.
Maybe some siding or painting the siding.
Yeah.
Adding some wooden accents just to make it a little modern, like the houses around this area.
Maybe like the one across the street you're looking at.
Yeah, just a modern touch, not spending too much, but being able to just add value.
Probably upgrading all the appliances because we're trying to see how we can add value. Because in multifamily commercial, the way that you get equity is by essentially either raising rents and decreasing expenses, but then the way that you can add value to make the rent be worth it is by doing what we're talking about, upgrading this dishwasher over here, maybe putting some backsplash here, new fridge, new stove. That way, tenants feel like when they're paying whatever we charge that it's worth it to them. So we're outside talking, looking at the property and seeing, what can we use to negotiate the price, and some of the things we saw on the outside that probably weren't seen in any of the videos. I don't think I recorded. The roof looks pretty old. There's some rotting wood just under the roof on the side of the building. If we want to get nitpicky, the whole siding of the apartment complex probably should be replaced because it looks like it's been painted, but it looks like it's been rotting kind of at the bottom part of each little layer. If we were to increase the rents to about $800, that would increase the value of the property by $156,000, I think it was, that we calculated. So something as simple as that in commercial real estate can give you tons of equity. Another way, I think I mentioned a few minutes ago, to get that equity is increasing rents and decreasing expenses. So one of the other things that we're going to look at is the current owner is paying roughly, I think, $5,700 a month or a year in insurance, So if we can get an insurance quote that's cheaper, let's just say by $4,000, it's a $1,600, $1,700 savings a year, which is $120 a month. So I mean that could also equate to potentially another $100,000 or so in equity. I could be wrong. I'm just talking off the top of my head. But anyway, back to the negotiation. We're going to look at his motivation. He's out on the market for over a year. I don't know if the agent is going to give that up, but I can at least try. I always do. Sometimes they give it to me. Sometimes they're pretty stone cold. So we'll gauge motivation. We'll use the condition of the property as a reason for why we need to get it, for whatever amount that we feel that we're going to make an offer on. But it's definitely something that we're interested in. Christian has one rental property in Forney. I have two right now. I'm buying two in 12 days. Single family is great, but when a single family property has a vacancy, I'm 100% vacant. Whereas on this 8 unit that we're looking at, if we have a vacancy, one vacancy, 7 divided by 8, whatever that is, 90%, 80-something% occupancy, those 7 tenants are still going to be paying the mortgage, and we're still going to be cash flowing. We're not going to be hurting. Whereas, if you have a vacancy on a single family, I've got to pay the mortgage until we get, someone in there. So this is what we like about multifamily. The little things that you can do to bring value to the property. This property needs a new sign. We talked about painting the exterior, the siding gray, doing white trim, white paint around the trim of the windows, and then doing a black railing, so it would really make the property stand out, with the new sign, some landscaping. In Multifamily Millions, I think it's David Lindell, talks about, when you're coming in, he's specifically talking about repositioning, which is another thing that we can talk about later, but you're just letting the community know that, hey, a new owner's, in town, and, it's going to be a better looking property, and this is why, you feel that you can raise the rents to where they are. So that's kind of where we're at. We're just talking about what we can do to make this thing work. We're going to be asking probably to get the complex for high fives, which is $170,000-ish discount. So we don't know if it's going to happen, but again, got to find the motivation and see what we can do. So that's where we're at. We'll keep you updated and see what happens.